I think we finally got over the hump of understanding with regards to capacity, and we have gotten a lot of questions answered, got a lot of information to think about. I don't think we're ready to make a decision. We couldn't make a decision tonight anyway because it's not a meeting with an agenda that we could vote on. And in order to repurpose a school like that, that is something that's going to have to come to us on an agenda that we vote on, and probably that will have to be done. The third is the other meeting. Can we have a meeting before the meeting?
We set up a public hearing for the third at McIntosh High School so that the public would have an opportunity to voice any concerns or suggestions based on what they know about the plans at this point. And then we would hopefully have another workshop after that to talk about that input, plus any further things that develop, such as if there's any ideas. Mitch mentioned the fact that the board may want to look at combining the maps, and that might be something that after the hearing, the board may direct staff to look at that, perhaps.
Right, okay.
And then we would have to come out with something based on the input from the public and also these workshops.
Okay. What I would like to do at this time, because I know that y'all have put so much time and effort and thought into all this, and then it got handed to us, and it was such an enormous thing for us to then try to chew on after y'all had been chewing on it to make a decision about. And you know how long it took you to come up with what you did, and to just try to explain it to us in an hour, and I thought, yeah, okay, was just not possible. We had to think about it, but I know that there are issues because I see y'all popping in your seats, that there are either questions that you see that we haven't thought of, or answers to questions that you would like to share with us that you didn't hear answered. So what I would like to do is just give each representative from a school an opportunity, like a minute or two opportunity. If there is something that we forgot to ask or you didn't hear answered to your satisfaction, tell us what those things are. And you don't, people are cringing.
It's not mandatory.
It's not mandatory at all. It is not mandatory, but if you want to, I'll tell you what, I'll say, and if you think of a better way to do this, I'll say your school name, and if you want to say something, have at it. If you don't, just say pass. If you think we've heard and said, and I have read every email, I've read every blog, I've read everything in the paper about it. Sam and I have been really hashing this out, and so there's a lot of, I'd be surprised if there's an issue we haven't heard, but if there's an answer you think we haven't heard or something that you think we have neglected to think about, tell us now. Braylon. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Kay Norton. And it's really not something specifically that we discussed tonight, but it's something that Sam had forwarded to us, which is some questions, I guess, that y'all had forwarded to him, and issues that were brought up that failed to, I guess, mention some Braylon issues. And part of what, I guess, concerns me a little bit about, it lists the different neighborhoods and subdivisions that have appealed or sent petitions or whatever. And a lot of the Braylon constituents, or, you know, my family's, we've been told, wait to the public hearing, wait to this. So they're not represented on here where they're planning to come on Monday. So I guess I don't want you to look at this and say, oh, well, the preserve is fine with going to people's, and, you know, the south end of the Braylon is fine to do this. That's not the case. It's just that they were kind of waiting and following the rules that were set forth. So they do abide. And, you know, there's some others that are coming to Braylon or slated, but that don't want to come. So again, that concerns me, that I don't want that to be.
I bet you that situation is probably true in
and probably an awful lot of classes. but-
Too, so that is good, thank you for.
And then the other point, it's number 8, I don't know if you have the same email, but it talks about the current Title I schools and programs. One item Mr. Carey considered was the distribution of Title I students to Spring Hill Elementary, Mentor Elementary, and Inman Road. The committee did not look at the shifting of Title I of students to Kedron Elementary. And then also in Plan B, the moving of Balmoral Village would be changing, it could change the Title I status of Oak Grove. I'm not sure how the percentage breakdown would be, but it would impact Braylon. Then again, with that, would need to be considered in that same issue. And I'm not really sure how to explore how that all falls into play, but that would be something I want to make sure we look at, or
Okay.
y'all look at.
Right, and I have a question to ask of a staff member about that later, so I'll add that to my list of questions. Thank you. Is that it?
Thank you.
All right, okay. Brooks?
We love our school.
Your little country
I
out
think
on
y'all heard enough from me the other night.
Okay, Birch?
I'm Leslie Browning. I think that Burke sort of tends to get pushed to the side a lot because we hear so much from the southern end of the county. You know, we are losing half of our school as well, just like Mentor and a lot of the other schools are. And we tried real hard not to do that, but there was just no way around it. I mean, and I know we did try to address the future overcrowding that we foresee coming, but without taking people that were way past Birch and sending them past Birch into Tillman, there's just not a good situation
Right,
over there.
you'd have to draw you out of your boundary. To
Uh-huh.
split it
Yeah,
3 ways?
I mean, we just,
you'd have
you
to
know, we
shift
couldn't
it up so-
address all
yeah.
of it.
Thank you.
That's all.
And you know, we know that when we talk about these numbers, these total numbers and system-wide numbers, that we know when you get down to the nitty-gritty of moving a line, that that's what happens, and that's how you get really different numbers.